Okay, guys, welcome. You're back. Thank you for being back. It's awesome. Last thing for Unit 2 that we're going to talk about, angles. Now, you've had this before from previous years. You probably had it actually a little bit in 6th and 7th grade, but I want to just kind of shore up some of the things now so we can kind of fly through the rest of this unit. Test on Tuesday, not today, next Tuesday. Okay, so we've got a couple classifications here. A right angle. It's 90 degrees, and it looks like a right angle, right? So it looks like that. And you got to have a little box there to make sure you understand that that is 90 degrees. Okay, pretty simple. An acute angle, right? Less than 90 degrees. So it has to be smaller than that, okay? So it's got to be closed in. So this is an acute angle, right? So is this. Look how cute it is. See, acute, get it? No? All right, whatever. So these are acute angles. They're less than 90 degrees. They can't be 90, they have to be less than. An obtuse angle, it's more than 90 degrees. So this is an obtuse angle, okay? This is also an obtuse angle, right? Anything more than 90 but less than 180, because a straight angle is 180. Now, I know that's weird. A straight angle, well, that's a straight angle. A straight angle is a straight line. So make sure you understand that, because we're going to be able to piece things together from this concept. A straight angle is a straight line. Straight. Okay. Now, there's different ways we can classify how angles are related. Adjacent angles, vertical angles, and congruent angles. Let's work with adjacent first. So I've got just a little bit of a thing here. I'm going to label these 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this is not 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now, to start off, adjacent angles, well, adjacent means next to each other. The way I want you to remember that is next door neighbors. Okay, so they are next door to each other. So for instance, what are the angles that are adjacent to angle 1? So next door neighbors is angle 2 is next door. Angle 4 is also next door. Angle 3 is not next door. Okay, there's a different classification for that. Let's think about angle 4. What are the adjacent angles? What are the next door neighbors to angle 4? Well, 1 is next door and 3 is next door, but 2 is not. Vertical angles. Now, this is the classification that's kind of missing the piece here. Vertical angles are across the street neighbors. Wow, that took a long time to write. I'm trying to write me. Okay, so vertical angles are across the street neighbors. So let's go back to angle 1. Adjacent can't be vertical, right? Because they're not, you can't both be a next door neighbor and an across the street neighbor. The only vertical angle or across the street neighbor to 1 is 3, because they are across the road from each other. For angle 4, 2 is across the street, okay? Because you have to actually cross over to get there. They wouldn't be right next door to you. They would have to go across the street, okay? Congruent angles. They have the same measurement. So congruency means same measurement. So the same exact angle measurement. Now, there's no numbers here, but you can actually, and this is the good part about the geometry portion, you can actually take a look and see which ones are the same size about. Angle 1 is an acute angle. See how cute it is? Because it's less than 90 degrees. Well, angle 3 is also acute. They are the same. Angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent, which means angle 2 and angle 4 are also congruent. They're the same exact size. Now, vertical angles will always have the same measurement. Okay? They will always be congruent. Now, adjacent angles, they won't always be congruent, okay? Because next door neighbors won't be congruent. So for instance, angle 1 and angle 2, they're next door neighbors, or they're adjacent, but they're not the same measurement, because this is less than 90 and this is much greater than 90. Now, here's one thing that's advanced that we'll talk about later in class, and then obviously the next time we meet. Let's just look at angle 1 and 2 for a second. Their base, they share the same base. That's a straight angle, or a 180 degree line. So this plus this is going to be 180 degrees. These are called supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary are two angles that equal 180. And I'll leave you on this. What is it called when 2 or more angles equal 90? Mind blown. Check it out. We'll talk about it in class. Adios.